are you today? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come to you today to continue the discussion on hospitality. And I really wanted to talk about the ways that Las Vegas, Nevada has changed for the worse, how Vegas has changed in a negative way over the past, I would say maybe it hasn't even been that long, 10 years, maybe. Actually, it's been a slow decline. But the first thing it's not the first thing that happened, but it is the thing to me as a Vegas local. I believe it is the thing to most people who frequent Vegas, even as a tourist. And it is the most offensive thing to me that Vegas could have ever done. And I heard some rumors that they will be changing back from this policy, and they need to, because it is very, very classless and tacky for a place like Las Vegas to do such a thing. And the thing is to charge for parking at the casinos. Corporations have slowly snuck their way into Vegas. They have removed all of the personality and the personal touches, and they are trying to remove the hospitality from Las Vegas, and that is one of the ways that they have done it in a unbelievably offensive and unnecessary way. The parking structures are gigantic. They're equipped for the job. They do not cause any extra money. There is no reason for these casinos. They make a ton of money inside the casino, and they have for many years, and they know exactly how the overhead works. They do not need to charge for parking. It is completely a corporate greed thing, where a corporation has come in and convinced the shareholders to do something that is unbelievably offensive. And it is so not Vegas. Another thing is there are corporations like Hakkasan and the Light Group that have come in and they have ruined the club experience. First of all, there was a push to take the clubs out of the more sort of urban areas and put them all into casinos. That's not necessarily such a bad thing. But then they started making them like more Hollywood style clubs. Like if you're on Hollywood Boulevard or something, like more exclusive, and the bouncers became all jerks who didn't even have any respect for women, like misogynist jerks, and all the bottles went up like $500 and everybody now has to stand in a line, but then you get inside the club and the club is completely empty. That kind of stuff, again, that's corporate greed, and that's this agenda pushing by these corporations that are often fueled by Hollywood and the media to come in and marginalize every single place where they go. And they have done that to a disturbing degree in Las Vegas. Las Vegas used to be a place where you could go, you could get very inexpensive food, you could get a really, really nice room for a good deal, and you could get really high-end entertainment for a good price. Nowadays, not only did they take all of the buffets away and replace them with food halls, the food halls are just a bunch of places that would have been stations at the buffet, except for you have to pay $40 a meal at each one of these stations. They replaced the buffet with a food hall, and then they didn't even enact a program where you could sample the food from the food hall. They should have a little bite from each place, at least for a deeply discounted rate, so that you could at least get that experience. I don't understand what that idea was. And then the buffets that are left, the quality has not gone up at all. As a matter of fact, in some cases, it's gone down considerably. Like in the case of the Wynn buffet, it's not as good as it was at the beginning, and it's twice as much. And the line is like 3 hours long. And $80 for a single human being at a buffet in Las Vegas is completely offensive. It's so disrespectful. It's completely offensive. It's completely against what Vegas is about, and it's disrespectful. And another thing Vegas does not need. It does not need a professional anything team. And I'm going to tell you the reason, just in case you forgot. As a collective, the reason Las Vegas never had any major sports teams for all of these years is because the risk of corruption is too high. Now, do you think that we as a society, capitalism as an ideal, and business as an entity has gotten less corrupt over the years? Absolutely not. Things and people and business and capitalism has gotten more corrupt over the years. The industry, the NFL, is more corrupt than it has ever been. And now all of a sudden it just happens to be in Las Vegas. Las Vegas doesn't need that. Las Vegas doesn't need F1 speeding through the strip once a year. That kind of stuff is completely inappropriate for the place. And more inappropriate is what comes with it. And I get into this in the book, and I've gotten to this in other videos, but things that come with it are things like mass shootings. And then the, what is it called? The charity that comes with that mass shooting that comes and takes up a space in the city. And then the city somehow becomes a host to us an assortment of other things. And that's the bigger problem, where the dark world, there's a grift afoot. And it's something that obviously can be changed. We can turn the ship around, and we will. It has not gotten that far out of the port. So let's just say that. All right. And hospitality is key, especially in the city of sin. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And another thing I wanted to talk about is all of the restaurants are unbelievably overpriced. They're all owned by some sellout celebrity chef. There's no room for anything innovative. Like, there's a restaurant by somebody who's like one of the Real Housewives. Like, what are you doing? That's really irritating. And it's also irritating that they have all of these surcharges on the rooms. I think they just enacted some sort of law or rule that they have to tell you before you click that the surcharge is added, but it's like a resort fee, and sometimes it's a resort fee for stuff that's not even functioning, some stuff that's not even in the casino anymore, and you're paying for parking, you're paying for the spa, you're paying for every single thing in Las Vegas now. You have to pay for it. So for there to be a resort fee on top of all of that, plus the inflated fees for the rooms in general, and they don't keep them up like they used to, because corporations are all about numbers and they're not about quality anymore. It is a very huge problem. And it's something that really just turns Las Vegas into a place that's no better than anybody. It's no better than Disneyland. But it's people like the Disney Corporation that have their hands in creating this kind of dystopian landscape everywhere they go. That's what the footprint looks like. A mess. And that is exactly where they're about to get their feet cut off. Thank you. Love you. Bye.